Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to Biosciences with Shatreen Sawati, and I'm here with the endoplasmic reticulum types and the function. And I have discussed in detail about the ultrastructure of endoplasmic reticulum in my previous lecture. So must watch my first lecture related to the ultrastructure, discovery, and many more related to the endoplasmic reticulum. So now I'm starting my lecture, but before starting my lecture, I have a very humble request. If you did not subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share my lectures. If you're sharing my lectures, you are sharing the knowledge. So keep watching, keep sharing lectures and the knowledge. Okay, now I'm starting my lecture about the types of endoplasmic reticulum. But before discussing the types of endoplasmic reticulum, I will give you some information and show you the structure of the endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see here, the endoplasmic reticulum has its two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. And endoplasmic reticulum is a network of channel in the cytoplasm which spread from the nuclear membrane to the cell membrane. So one type is known as smooth type and the other is known as the rough type. Smooth type is the smooth type because of the absence of the ribosome on its surface. That's why it is smooth. And this is rough because of the presence of the small granules, which is the ribosomes. So this is the rough type and this is the smooth type, and their functions are different because of the presence of the ribosome here. Its function is different and its function is different. And as you are familiar that the basic the function is to transport the substances from one part of the cell to the other part. Now I will discuss each and everything related to the endoplasmic reticulum types and its function. Now first of all, I'm going to share the knowledge related to the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the smooth type of the endoplasmic reticulum? As I have shown you, the smooth type are without the ribosomes, and in most cells the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is abbreviated as SER, is scarce. Instead, there are areas where the endoplasmic reticulum is partially smooth and partially rough, and where it is partially smooth and partially rough, that is like the junction. This area is called the transitional endoplasmic reticulum. Now why it is called transitional? Because here it is partially smooth and partially rough. The transitional endoplasmic reticulum is named because it contains ER exit site. Why it is called ER exit site? The reason is that these areas are where the transport vesicle, and I have discussed in detail in my first lecture about the transport vesicles and their types. So these transport vesicles that contain lipids and proteins which are synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum. Now what will happen? They detach from the ER and start moving towards the Golgi apparatus. As we know that the endoplasmic reticulum play a very important role in the formation of the Golgi body too, and also transport the important proteins in the form of enzymes and many lipids to the Golgi body for further transport in the cell. So endoplasmic reticulum, what is the ER exit site? That site where the vesicles pinched off, as you can see here. These are the small vesicles which are pinched off from the endoplasmic reticulum, and these vesicles move towards the Golgi bodies, and these sites are known as ER exit site, and these vesicles carry the proteins and lipids. Okay, now I'm discussing the function. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is found in a variety of the cell types, both animals and plants. It serves different function in each. Now, first of all, the first point about the function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is that they synthesize the lipids, phospholipids, and steroids. Is it clear? Cells which secrete these products, as we are familiar that the cells which secrete the lipids in case of the plant, in case of the animals, and phospholipids and steroids like the testes, ovaries, and sebaceous gland, and many more plants, like you said that oil producing plants. Many plants, they have special smooth endoplasmic reticulum that have an abundance of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Is it clear? It carries out detoxification. First function is the lipid formation, and the second function is the detoxification of the natural metabolic product as well as the which are harmful for our body, and also the alcohol and drugs which we carry, which we take. Is it clear? In our body. So it also carries out the metabolism of the carbohydrate too, because it contains enzyme which is known as glucose 6-phosphatase, and that enzyme is responsible to convert the glucose 6-phosphate to glucose again. When we need the glucose, when our body need the glucose, that the glucose 6-phosphatase convert the glucose 6-phosphate to glucose, and this process is known as gluconeogenesis. Is it clear? So help in the lipid formation, detoxification, and also in the gluconeogenesis. Okay. In muscle cells, must keep it in your mind, and I have discussed in my previous lecture that the endoplasmic reticulum is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is known as the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So sarcoplasmic reticulum basic function is to regulate the calcium ions in the muscle cells, which help in the contraction of the muscles. ER is a major site of synthesis and transport of the variety of the biomolecule. It is also a major store of intracellular calcium. The typical cytosolic concentration of calcium is 100 nm, and while the calcium ion concentration in the lumen of the ER is 100 to 800 microgram, and the extracellular concentration is 2 mm. The ER contains several calcium channels. Is it clear? And the ryanodine receptors and inositol that are receptors that are responsible for releasing the calcium ion from the muscle. There are two receptors. First one is the ER contains several calcium channels and receptors which are known as ryanodine, and second one inositol receptors. These receptors are responsible for the releasing of the calcium ion from the ER into the cytosol. Into what? Into cytosol. When the intracellular means the inside the cell, when the level of the calcium level low, then what will happen? These receptors responsible for releasing of the calcium ion from the endoplasmic reticulum lumen into the cytoplasm of the cell. Now, the second one type is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, what is rough type? Rough type is that type of endoplasmic reticulum on the surface of which ribosomes are present, and in smooth type ribosomes are absent. Now, what is the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum? As we are familiar that the endoplasmic reticulum, which is the rough type of endoplasmic reticulum, contain or carries the ribosome, so that's why its function is protein synthesis. It possesses ribofurine for holding ribosome over it. It contains a ribofurine. Is it clear? For holding ribosome, its surface contains the ribofurine. That ribofurine is responsible for the holding the ribosome. Ribofurine, this is the type protein. Luminal side of the RER of endoplasmic reticulum possesses enzyme for processing polypeptides synthesized by attached ribosome, because the ribosome function is protein synthesis. RER possesses large surface area, and it is abbreviated as RER of endoplasmic reticulum. Possesses large surface area which provide proper space to ribosome for their activity without interference from others. Secretory lysosomal and membrane protein found by ribosome attached to the RER of endoplasmic reticulum enter its lumen for intracellular and extracellular transport. The fourth one, the zymogens of the lysosome enzymes are also synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. So must keep it in your mind. The zymogen, what is zymogen and where it is synthesized, what are the ribofurine, how the ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum and give it roughness. Is it clear? I hope so the lecture will be clear upon you people. If you have any question, write in the comment box. Inshallah, I will be back with my new lecture. Thank you very much. Till then, Allah Hafiz.